Hi, my name is Kristen Clark, and this is my adopted small business market assessment. My adopted small business is United Mechanical. If you continue to the second slide, you'll see that Michael Clark is the president of the company. He purchased the company in 1998, and the company was founded in 1987. As far as the growth of the company, Michael is very happy where they currently are. However, without compromising the quality of work, he would be happy to grow the company up to $25 million in annual sales volume. I believe with the recommendations that I will provide at the end of this presentation, that in the next 5 years the company will be able to achieve this. Okay, first for market and industry dynamics. 60% of the work that United Mechanical provides is medical related industries. 25% of the work is schools, and 15% is in offices, retail, and governmental type buildings. Okay, they have very few competitors. They only have 3 competitors because it requires a lot of manpower, expensive machinery, and it's really hard to get the jobs because you have to have strong finances, and a lot of small businesses don't have that. Marketing and branding. Traditional marketing is simply ineffective in this business. If you were to run a radio ad or a billboard, it just wouldn't work. Construction is not one that you find in traditional marketing, and it's a lot of relationship-based work. So Michael serves on the board of United Way, and he contributes to a scholarship fund for Florida Gulf Coast University, as well as he contributes to the athletic boosters for Florida Gulf Coast University. He finds that this is the most effective way for advertising because he's able to get his name out there and build relationships in the process. Since this is a type of work that he performs, it's a great way to get his name out. So here's a look at what the website looks like. It is a really easy to navigate website, and I think that it is very well set up. Okay, now on to financial and cash management. Joni is the comptroller for the company, and tight control over finances is vital to the continued success of the company. Cash flow is significantly impacted when they first start jobs, so being able to make payroll isn't always easy whenever you're not getting paid as soon as you perform the work. So when you have to pay $100,000 each week in payroll, you have to be really tight with your finances and manage overhead costs as best you can. Okay, now on to investment opportunities and risk management. For investments, the company just purchased a new building in 2012, and now they have so much more space, and they're able to do a lot more work that they were not able to do in the old building just for lack of space. They have a much larger service industry department than they did at the old building, and I believe that it could break off into its own company eventually, like some of the other departments that Michael has broke off into their own companies in the past. Now they're able to be subcontracted by other companies, not just United Mechanical. As prefabrication is concerned, prefabrication is taking work off the job site into a more controlled environment, and this helps reduce risk and injuries that happen on the job. And now it's better supervised, and such as welding is able to be done ahead of time and then just transferred to the job site. Now, risk management. It must be closely watched because there are more injuries and more severe injuries in this industry than any other industry. The base rates for workers' compensation are state mandated, and an experience modifier based on past experience can adjust the rate, so that's another place where you can cut costs if you have safe practices. The company provides incentives for workers who use safe practices, and both on the job and on the job sites. They also have safety meetings on a daily basis. Okay, now let's move on to human resources. Okay, this is Cher Lilly, and she's in charge of the Human Resource Department at United Mechanical. She is in charge of the application process, and she just gives applicants a brief questionnaire to make sure that they're qualified for the type of work that they say they can do. Once they do well on the questionnaire, they are passed on to the department heads who will make the final hiring decisions. If they're hired, then Cher will discuss benefits and complete the hiring process with them. She's also in charge of payroll, health insurance, 401k, workers' compensation, and drug testing. Okay, let's move on to recommendations. I believe that keeping tight control over finances and cash management is probably the number one thing that United Mechanical needs to continue doing. I believe that they could start contacting previous customers to build those relationships stronger and hopefully get more work from them just servicing old HVAC systems, and then whenever they have more work that needs to be done, they'll remember United Mechanical and always go back to them because they trust the name. Okay, another thing I think the United Mechanical needs to do is break off the service department. In the next 5 years, as it continues to grow larger, I think that they could be very profitable by creating its own company, since they already have all the equipment necessary to have a service company. So if they were to do that, then they could just subcontract service work to the service company that United Mechanical breaks off to their own company. And then another thing is the prefabrication work. I think that is an excellent idea to take it off the job site into a controlled environment, and that way they're able to really know what's going on the job site. Just continue the safety measures. Safety is so important in this industry. Now, in conclusion, the future of United Mechanical has a very positive outlook with the suggestions I've just provided and the practices that they're already implementing. I believe that in the next 5 years or less even, Michael will be able to make the company reach an annual sales volume of $25 million without hurting any relationships, without harming the reputation, and still performing quality work. Thank you for your time.